is Dr. Denis Burke, and I'm coming to you today as a friend to speak to you more about the things that people overlook in their lives that they should probably consider more. It's not really any advice for anybody, but it's more some ideas for you to think about in order to reorient your life in a new direction. You see, I was born on a small island off the coast of Ireland and immigrated to America in 1986. It took me 14 years from the day I landed to become a United States citizen. And that was a proud moment for me. But I want to speak to you people who were born here in the United States that got citizenship by right of birth. And we got so many other things in America that people don't consider and they take for granted. Just notice, America is by far the greatest country in the whole planet. There is no gratitude, there are no words I can use to say how grateful I am for becoming an American citizen. It is the land where there's freedom of speech, freedom to act, freedom to think, and freedom to become anything you decide you want to be. However, in many cases, we choose to complain, to worry, to have doubt, to have fear, to fight, to argue. And on the other side of the coin, we have beautiful homes. We get up in the morning, we turn on the water in our shower, we have hot water. We just got out of a beautiful bed and had a tremendous night's sleep in a great bed. We went in our kitchen, our microwave works, our stove works, our refrigerator and our dishwasher work. And you know what? There's food in the refrigerator for you to cook breakfast. You go in your driveway or your garage, your car's waiting for it to take you to work. Now this might sound a little trivial, but I'm just really reminding people what they really got in America. It is by far the greatest country on the whole planet. Did you know you can go from nothing here, a few hundred to a few $1,000s, and you can become a millionaire in 7 to 9 years. And you know what? You can have some misfortune along the way, and you can go from being a millionaire to being totally flat broke on the brink of bankruptcy. Now, the greatest thing of all about America is that it's a forgiving place, because you can start all over, and in 5 years, you can make back all the money that you lost, plus a bundle more than you ever had the first time. There's nowhere else in the world you can go and do that. And so my question is this: why don't people achieve more in our society? Why don't we have more millionaires and more people achieving abundance and more people living the good life, the dream life? Well, I have some possible answers. First of all, we were all born with things that were considered natural part of our being. We were born with our heart. We were born with our mind. We were born with a brain. We were born with lungs. We were born with kidneys. We were born with eyes. And if you were born in this country, you got the privilege of being born with the gift of having a citizenship by birthright. But unfortunately, for most people, the things that they get in their life that are considered free, they have no value on them. They just totally disregard them. And so I'm asking you to consider all the good gifts that you have and put them to work. There are people in other corners of the world that don't have nothing like we have in America. They don't have the amenities. But I guess everything we have accrued here has become part of developing society and become part of technology. Now, I want you to understand that I am not knocking on the fact that people were born with great gifts. I applaud people for their natural gifts and for the benefits that they received at birth. But what I'm just wondering is, why don't people use them more? And I believe it's because they got them for free and they have less value on them because they're free. Did you know that there are people in other areas of the world that want to come to America? They pay as much as $1 million to get what is a green card in order to start a business. They are forced to buy a business to come here. And most people already born here are already here that are naturalized like myself. We drive around the country, drive around our city or town every day, and we forget that we have the equivalent to $1 million in cash in a suitcase in the trunk of our car, and we don't even think about it. Now, I appreciate the opportunities that I have gotten since I came to America. And I just want to share some other thoughts with you before I wrap up today. The other reason I believe that people don't succeed as they should or they could in America is because they are not taught in schools to think about how to become successful, how to make money, how to start a business, or how to succeed on any level. And that becomes a real problem in the mainstream of society, because most of the kids that come out of college these days, they don't have no goals. They haven't really figured out from going to school what their purpose is. And so they, for the mainstream, end up in careers and jobs or something that is not ideal for them. And basically, a lot of the people have no direction. They have no goals. They're lost. They're just simply lost. And so, how do we help the people get on track? Well, we just have to get them to understand that there's a better way, that they got to be taught differently. I want to share with you a story of some research that was conducted back in the 1950s. There were 100 people surveyed. They were all aged 25 at the time, and they were asked a question about did they want to be successful, and all of them agreed, hey, I just love the idea of being successful. I want to succeed so bad. However, we fast forward the lives of these people, and it was 40 years later. They're 65 years of age, and out of 100 people, 5 of them became millionaires. 6 of them were still working for a living, and 89 of them were flat broke, which meant they had less than $10,000 to their name, and they had the government supporting them. Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense in the richest country known to man, with the amount of abundance and opportunity that's here in America. So I would appeal to you, I would ask you to consider, to be grateful for all the good that you have. Understand that the possibilities are boundless here. Make yourself some goals. Define a plan for what it is you want to accommodate in your life and what you want to do. And then go at it like crazy. Don't procrastinate. Don't think about anything. Don't talk about why it can happen or why it won't happen. And this is Dr. Denis Burke, the Wisdom Doctor, with your moment of wisdom.